Might actually catch that. I don't know. Hey everyone, this is CPAT bringing you another live commentary of a game that's actually not live. I believe this game was played earlier this week, but I was requested by one of the parties here to commentate this match. Apparently it was a good one. So let's see how it goes. This is the New Blood tournament, which is just a standard counterpick best of 5 tournament with a focus on bringing new players into the YOMI scene. I believe this YOMI Steam sale was a couple of weeks ago, maybe a little bit longer than that. Brought an influx of some new players, and this tournament was there to kind of facilitate them into bringing them into the tournament scene. Well, it's not really a sentence, but we'll go with that. Anyways, we have ArthurWynne here, starting on the Val. We have Cypher. Actually, both of these players I played in the last tournament. I played Cypher round 1, technically round 2 because I did get the round 1 bye. But I actually played Cypher in my first game and ArthurWynne in my second game. So it's going to be interesting to see how this match turns out. I don't know if these players have any history with each other. But anyways, yeah, let's get started. This looks like a Val Arg match. Pretty interestingly enough, when I first theorized about this matchup back in 2013, the consensus was that this matchup was Arg favored. But I'm not really sure I agree with that. I think it's more even to slight Val favor. Val's fast, and she's fast on both attacks and throws. Good throw here by Cypher. Recognizes that Val wants to build a slightly bigger hand. Well, this hand's looking pretty spicy right now with nearly 2 fully pumpable jacks in hand. That's a lot of damage on the table. And it's, in my opinion, it's actually pretty easy for Val to land this kind of damage. Although, did you just go for interesting? He goes for the king, hits the throw. I'm not huge on the king reveal, but I've seen a lot of Vals go for it. So maybe there's some merit to it. This looks like a huge combo, by the way. 6, is he gonna go all the way? I mean, if you play 1/6, you might as well play them all, right? Anyone with the bowl strokes, this is going to be just a ludicrous amount of damage. Pump with a jack and a queen, probably, or a king. Sorry, save the queen. It's very fast. Beats all of Arg's moves, and it's with this kind of low hand, you really need to be able to protect your hand. Huge damage, by the way. Let's see, how much was that? 48 damage on turn 1. Val only down to 4 cards, but. You know, Val just sometimes wow. Opts for the queen, interestingly enough, over the ace. It gets bubble shielded. Oh no, that's slightly, we'll call that a slight disaster. Life lead is still pretty big enough that, you know, it's still okay. Interesting that he opted for the queen over the ace, though. I wonder what that was all about. But anyways, like I was saying before, Val sometimes just has big damage, and because of her dominance on attacks and throws as he gets out with the queen again. I'm wondering what the use of the queen over the ace is. The queens can be used to pump jack, and the ace draws you a card, so the only reason you'd want to play raw queen over raw ace in combat is now he opts for the ace. This is interesting. Yeah, that is actually very interesting. I wonder what happened there, right? Because the ace was a known card. And the difference between 0.2 and 1.0 is negligible unless Arc has ace-ace, in which case the queen will trade and the ace will just straight up lose. But the ace draws him a card and the queens don't, so I'm wondering what the decision making there was. And not only that, these queens could have been used to pump a dodge into jack. Dodge is something that Val's going to have to do in the late game, otherwise she's just going to and I'm not claiming that this is the late game yet, but it could be getting there. But it's just something that Val has to do. Nice throw from Arg. Recognizes that Arthur was trying to maybe get a block in, although he has no blocks in hand. And he tried to protect that block with 3 fast attacks in a row. Queen, queen, ace. Still wins the combat because Arthur decided to opt for the dodge, but I like that throw a lot. But yeah, it's just that a nice throw again. I'm liking these throws a lot from Arg, recognizing that, hey, my opponent just dumped 2 queens and an ace. on that. Really needs to block. Doesn't have enough fuel to finish the game right now. And Ark's saying, hey, if you're gonna get cards, it's gonna be through normaling me. But like I was saying, it's really strange to see these queens, because they could just be used to pump these jacks up, so that these dodges actually do huge, like a meaningful amount of damage, right? So right now, he's drawn another jack since then, but even then, I think those queens, I would have rather seen him play the ace over the queens first. I hate to harp on that so much. Arc with another sick throw. These are some nice slow throws from the Arc side. Although opting to throw with the 10, I don't know if this is... Yeah, it's not a value trap. He's just out of throws. So now this is an interesting juncture. Let's see if ArthurWynne recognizes that Cypher is out of throws. And yeah, he continues to dodge. Dodges the bubble shield. Very nicely done. This is an example of when you play your throws slow to fast, and it's just kind of it could be a little obvious that you are out of throws. Interesting that he goes for the follow-up. Dodge into throw. It's quite expensive, and it gets rid of his only block. So it's a little bit wild, but you know, if you have the damage to convert, then you can convert. Unfortunately, trades the 2 here. Arthur's going to be down to 6 health in a dream. 6 health in a dream. He's really going to need some luck of the draw here to get things going. Maybe not luck of the draw so much as luck of the reads. Or this is even worse. Cypher opts for the ace, although down to 3 cards in hand, and this is just a weird situation, right? Because both players are on very low cards. Cypher he actually drew the throw. Wow. And then the top deck actually betrays him there. Wow. That is... Huh. This is an interesting combat. I don't think this was expected to happen very often. That Cypher top decks the throw, and Arthur has no choice but to attack into it. That's an interesting one there. So Cypher still has the ace. Let's see if he opts for it. No, he drew this. I think this is just an example of Cypher's deck betraying him, just because it was pretty low percentage chance that he'd draw 2 throws in a row. And I believe what Cypher was going for was something like, hey, if I top deck a throw, I'm going to throw. Otherwise, I'm probably going to ace or something like that. And this is just a case of where the deck kind of betrayed him, where he drew 2 throws in a row, very, very low probability, but still Arthur kind of goes for the... well, he's forced to go for the attack because he doesn't... On the first turn, he's forced to go for the attack because he doesn't have anything else. On the second one, he has the attack and he has the 10, right, which could be used as a throw, but more importantly, could be used as a blodge. Just because it's very unlikely for Cypher to draw yet another throw, but yet he draws the throw, and Arthur actually plays the king. So that's an interesting one there, because I believe that based on the way Arthur was playing, Arthur knew that Cypher ran out of throws. So this was an interesting end of the game here. Good on Arthur for winning the game, but definitely this was interesting. This is an interesting one. Anyway, we're gonna have another cut here. I actually don't need to tell you that we're gonna cut. I'm just gonna cut to game 2 right now. All right, everybody, this is gonna be game 2. We're gonna be looking at the Val side again. Val, not quite the nuts that she had last time, but definitely has another fully loaded jack. Although probably gonna be pretty wary to unload that early. Block slow enough. Let's see if Arthur actually opts for a second block. Interesting that he blocks with the 8 over the 5. I wonder, like, Val's throws are pretty important in this matchup, and he now doesn't have any outside of this 10. Some interesting just blocking decision there. I wonder what's the reasoning behind that. Cypher again opting for this for another early throw, goes just into the king. That's good damage though. That is 14 damage after the hex. Arthur just drawing all his faces this game, looks like. Now he opts for the 5 block. Just another block trade here. But ArthurWynne really just getting... Also, I apologize if that's not how you pronounce the name. Then please correct me in the future. I'm just going to call you ArthurWynne for now. He really likes this queen attack. I'm wondering... Right, so the queen attack, like I said in the last game, it's a weird one to reveal, right? Because it wins a lot of combats, but a lot of Valve's other attacks also win those same combats. And some of them, even even a Raw King, which I was a little bit wary on in the first game. It's not the worst thing in the world, right? Because it does go through blocks and with a burst of speed. Although Arc does have the counter, so it is less reliable with that. But just these queens could be other more high combat or high damage potential cards. Although looking at the hand, there's really not a lot of damage potential there. So, you know, now in this case it's fine. I wonder if he goes for the chonky normal at some point. This head looks like it really wants to hit it with two tens and only one queen gone. I thought there was a second one gone. Anyway, Cypher off to a pretty early lead, although this is kind of dangerous if he doesn't have the Joker. He does have the Joker, so Arthur will have to be cognizant of that. Interesting block with the 6 instead of the 5 there. He switched his blocks for some reason. It doesn't really matter too much, but that's just a mental note that you have to make. In this instance, it doesn't matter so much because look, this is a huge hand. Knowing that your opponent has a 5 or a 6 doesn't really change anything, but it's just a good mental note to keep in mind. Hey, is my opponent keeping the same block, or are they switching blocks, and what kind of information can I glean from that? Fortunately, in this case, it's not very much, but Arthur opts for the 10 throw because he's just out of throws, gets the 1 burst of speed. Art does not have the counter. That is unfortunate. And this Joker, this is a tough spot, right? Yeah, because if Arc face downs here, it's good to pass and just get the knockdown because the knockdown is so valuable in this matchup. But if they don't play a Joker, then you're eating such big damage. That's a tough one. Maybe you just have to bluff there a lot. Dodges the follow-up queen. This is going to be big 21. And look at this. Arthur has built up such a... Yeah, and I agree with this decision. Just go for it. A pretty low chance that this is the second Joker. 7 card hand, 35 card deck. That's a pretty low chance that Cypher even has the second Joker. And a lot of times that follow-up is just a throw for the knockdown anyway. So the bluff chance is actually pretty high on that face down, in my opinion. So I do like the follow up of just getting the jacks out. Plus, look at all this backup in hand. Interestingly enough, goes for another block. Decides, hey, I need a little bit more in the tank before I unload here. Cypher correctly reads that with a throw. Good throw on his part. Arthur down to 26 health, but has a lot left. Has a 30 damage combo right there, just with throw 6 into the jacks. Unfortunately, is a little bit light on the throws. Only has the 7 throw for now. 10th throw is kind of a last ditch scenario. And this dodge block. Sorry, it doesn't help. Although he hits the throw, this is going to be big damage. It's going to be 33 unless Cypher's somehow drawn the Joker. He has drawn the Joker, but he bluffs. That is going to be tough. Arthur only opts for the 5/5/6. Cypher got down to 26. Maybe that bluff was okay. Actually, I think that bluff was fine. But it could have been a lot worse. Arthur does pick up the ace. Not really. He actually plays it right away. Just expecting a throw. Hits the throw. Good ace here. Gets. Yeah, I think this ace is actually pretty good. Because I think if Arg could attack there, it would probably be with like a queen or two. So you can't really expect this 1 burst of speed to really be reliable. So I think in this case the ace attack was actually better than the 2 attack, which could potentially let you let you die to Ace Ace. Ace Ace comes out and gets gold bursted. Wow, this is turning into some real just shenanigans. Gold burst, not really a play you see Val make too often, but hey, if it works, it works. Just I guess just think of it as like a really fast attack. Obviously, Queen is gonna, if Arthur had opted for the Queen there, would have lost the game. So he just hedges the bet. Interestingly, he goes for the 10th throw and gets stuffed by the 7th throw. This is gonna be 13, bringing Arthur down to 1. Oh, he passes. Wow. I think you just have to go for it there. Val surely has enough resources to finish the game right there. Interestingly, opts to go for to pick up the ace there. Man, I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure. I 100% agree with that play. Getting that confirmed damage down is really important. Bring Val down to 1. And Wake Up Masterpiece gets bubble shielded. Unfortunately, this is just an example of the. I don't want to say this 8 block on turn 1 getting thrown what led to this horrible situation, but it kind of is, right? You need every throw you can get sometimes, and unfortunately Val just wasn't blessed with them. I think you cannot. It's gonna be. I don't think you can spend the 9 there. I think I'm actually kind of conflicted on that. I don't know if you can spend the 9 there. Luckily, he draws the second 9, so not the biggest deal in the world. But okay, I mean, the game's not over yet. We know that Cypher has the second Joker, but pumping with checks. Okay, this is just a little bit of a okay. That's not something. It's not something you want to see. Those jacks are pretty 2.2 speed is pretty relevant to Arg queens in the can. At least you can get a trade if Arg plays a queen. Interestingly enough, now has to power up the 2s for an ace. This is an interesting one. And Cypher also powers up 5s for an ace of his own. Yeah, this is definitely a very interesting game. Not very often you see this kind of game. Cypher opts for the ace block. Arthur gets the throw in. That's going to be game 2 going to Arthur. And wow, I'm just at a loss for words. These are just such interesting plays that are happening, and they're working too. So I can't knock them or anything. But these are just some interesting plays coming out from both sides. Yeah, very hype set. Yeah, wow, very interesting watch so far. Game 3 coming your way next. Alright, and ArthurWynne is up 2-0 in this set, so Cypher is definitely going to have to make something happen on this Arg. These are going to be an interesting first couple turns because Arg has opted for the early throws, so let's see if Arthur opts for the anti-throw attack. He does, goes for the 2 attack, gets blocked. Luckily, it's not the ace block, but, you know, just some... Game 3 is when you start to see these early game adaptations, when you begin to get a read for what your opponent's trying to do in the early game. So it's interesting to see Arthur has made the adaptations. Cypher on turn 1. Interesting Joker. Yeah. Interesting Joker. Maybe just wants to get some early cards, prevent some early damage, but the knockdown is just so valuable for Val. What combat card did he just play? He just went for the mix-up, okay. Goes for the mix-up. Unfortunately, doesn't have the burst of speed in hand to supplement it. So maybe 2-3-4 comes out of Arg. 2 Jack. 2 Jack. It's still good damage. Still 11 damage. That's not terrible. Maybe the 2-3-4 obviously, if he had it, would have been real bad for Val because he gets him the ace as well. He actually draws the ace naturally. It gets thrown. And I don't think you can afford to spend the second Joker here. Yeah, he doesn't spend the second Joker. Arthur looks like he's just opting for 4, 5, 6. That's decent damage. You know, he hasn't really been hitting the straights at all in the past 2 games, so I don't really blame him for the decision to spend the 3 normals there. In a lot of cases, Val would like to wait. You know, it's a little bit greedy, but the getting the aces is very important. Maybe not so important here against Arg, but in a lot of matchups, Val does like to wait until she gets, until she amasses, 4 or 5 normals. But Arthur just opts for the damage instead. Immediately plays the ace, gets dodged. I think that's the first time I've ever seen Val's ace lose combat before. And let's see what the post knockdown setup is from Arg. He dodges the wake up queen. This dodge is probably just going to be into another throw, right? I don't think you dodge in a queen here. I'm wondering what the I dodge and throw's fine. He didn't have a second ace block or anything. Maybe I would have liked to see a block over the dodge and the throw there, but maybe this just decided to get the block down here, make Arg spend more, or make Val spend more resources. Unfortunately, it doesn't happen. Second queen comes out from Arthur. I'm not gonna harp on the queen versus ace discussion anymore here. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. Draws the jack, a little bit of a soft punish there, but yeah, we'll see how that. We'll see if Arthur can. He already has 1 face card. Let's see if he can draw a second one. Block coming out, and he does draw the second king. I really feel like Arthur's been. I haven't been looking at the Cypher side very much, but I have been looking at the Val side right now, and I'm seeing a lot of face cards just drawn in the early game. I unfortunately didn't really do a good count of the discards each time, but it really feels like he's seeing more face cards than I am. Cypher opts for the king, he hits, so he hit the block. He got it successfully down and made Arg spend the counter. That's actually pretty. It's pretty nice. Actually a really good result. Now the 10s have a little bit more freedom, and moreover, he didn't actually run into the ace block, which is the only block you don't want to run into. So yeah, that turned out really well. He even gets a 10 now, so now he can maybe. Yeah, wow, opts for another king, just beats the throw outright. This is gonna be, if I don't, this is a tough commit, just because the post game hand is it's gonna be a tough one, right? So it's gonna be 3, 7, 8, 10. So I'd claim that that's a tough commit. The second Joker was pretty low probability, but I don't think we're late enough into the game. Oh no, does he have the 10? Wait, he has the 10 but didn't play it? Oh no, okay, never mind. Okay, no, we're fine. I just didn't remember when the timing was on playing that card. Arthur asks for this 3rd king in a row. Now his jack's no longer getting full value, which I am not a huge fan of. Although, yeah, not expecting that 4th 10. That's something I didn't really pay attention to, and it makes me like that king a lot more. Just because, hey, who's gonna draw all 4 10s as Arg? So if I had any doubts in my voice about that king, you can actually go ahead and take those back, basically, because I think that king was actually a fine combat reveal, given that 3 10s were in the discard from Arg. I did not recognize that, so I apologize. Anyway, Arthur immediately throws Cypher out of the bubble shield, so we're back into a quote-unquote neutral state. I'd really like to see Cypher power up something for Ace Ace. Ace Ace is just such a valuable combat reveal against Val. It beats every attack and throw that she has. Val, supposedly the fast character, when Arg has Ace Ace, that's just no longer the case. And yeah, Cypher now finally opting to power up for the second ace here. Threatening Ace Ace, I think, is a big deal, and is how Arg should be able. Is how Arg needs to win the game. It's just threatening fast attacks. It's how you beat Val in general. Just uppercut her to death. She doesn't have a lot of health. And yeah, just Gappa here. Just get Ace, play Ace. I like this a lot, and I think he actually has the fuel to, yeah, you can just go for it again if he wants to. I don't think it's the worst decision in the world to power up these 3s and the queen and just do it again. Arthur only on 19 life. Yeah, this is how characters beat Val in general. It's just spamming just really fast moves that Val the supposed fast character can't beat, because burst of speed only speeds them up to a minimum of a 1.0, as of the I want to say as of the last patch, but as we all know, the expansion of Yomi is what now 6-7 years old or something like that. Anyway, Cypher gets the top deck throw, hits the dodge. Good read on his part. Unlike game one, where he got the unlikely throw top decks and lost. His deck spoke to him, and he actually won. This is a very important concept in Yomi that is overlooked because it just sounds kind of goofy. It's just listening to what your deck tells you. This is an interesting one. Cypher opts for the block. I see. I actually. So for. I'm sorry. I lost my train of thought. Oh no! This is a disaster. He's blocking. He's blocking so much. This is the wrong side of the ace. I thought he played ace ace and won the game, but instead he's played ace block and lost the game. Wow, and Arthur steals this is highway robbery, just steals game 3. I thought we were looking at game 4 here because he just spammed the ace and won. What I was gonna say was you had to look at the discard composition, but you don't even have to look at the discard composition so much, because it was somewhat likely that Val had the dodge, and so if Val can't win the game outright, which she could have, she could have won the game outright because she had a bunch of cards in hand, and Ark only had 32 health, but it's just I can't say that you should see the ace. You need to see the aces come out from the Ark side. I can't say that just because now it feels kind of hindsighty, and I don't want to say that, but yeah, just the last 2 blocks on the Ark side, they were interesting decisions. I'm not sure I 100% agree with the 5 block into the ace block. It's just kind of like waiting. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe this is just my post game bias speaking. Obviously, hindsight's 2020. I now know the result of the match, seeing that both of those blocks failed, and it's more of hedging, like the blocks, like, hey, you're not gonna throw me, and unfortunately he did get thrown with this on the 5 block, and then he did get mixed up on the ace block. This ace block I think is definitely more egregious than the 5 block. It's just naturally it's just a difference of it's just a bad read. Maybe the block is more signifying that, hey, you're not gonna throw me again, right? Unfortunately, you didn't get thrown. You just got mixed up for that, and the mix up makes sense on the Val side, right? Because the mix up is how you win the game, with Ark having spent both jokers, I believe. So yeah, just an interesting last couple combats there. Not really sure if those were the best plays to make, but I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh man, those were bad plays. I actually like to hear what you guys would think about those last couple of combats there from the Ark side. What would you have done and why? So maybe let's get some viewer interaction here. Drop a comment if you have any thoughts on that. Please let me know. I'm interested to hear your thoughts. Anyway, this is the last game. Only a best of 5 for this tournament. GG's. Arthur wins 3-0. Frankly, Arthur steals a couple games here from Cypher. I think in a lot of worlds, at the end of this 3rd game, Cypher is up 2-1. But unfortunately for him, that's just not how Yomi works, and Arthur actually ends up winning 3-0. But yeah, incredibly close set, given especially when you hear that's a 3-0. and definitely an interesting watch. Some cool decisions being made here, and some good Yomi. But yeah, other than that, I have nothing much more to say. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys later. Bye bye.